Critics. Reviews.
Of that stupid haircut?
Your stupid face. All that and more in this episode of Watch,
Chat,
Play.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Cameron.
And I'm Devon, and today we're going to talk about critics. Who they are, what their training is, and does their opinion even really matter? Yeah.
We liked the length of our last episode, which 15 minutes, give or take. So I think we're going to try to stick around right there.
Yeah, not too bad. It was short for you. It was easier for us to upload. So all in all, it worked very, very good. And then today we're actually going to do something different. We've been, we are Watch, Chat, Play. That's the name of our show. We've been doing a lot of watching and a lot of chatting, but we haven't played anything. So today, when we're done with this, we're going to record our first Let's Play. And you know what the name of it is, and I've been struggling with it for the last 45 minutes. It is called Narwhal.
No.
It is called Eggnog.
No.
It is called what's it called? Nordic.
No. Nidhogg. Nidhogg.
Okay.
Nidhogg.
So this is about pigs that knit blankets for homeless kids.
You got it.
Okay.
We're gonna knit all the hogs.
First person knitting.
Exactly.
You see knitting like it's never been nut before.
I don't think nut is a past tense of knit, but we'll roll with it.
I think
like
it
that.
is. No, I think it is. So yeah, so this will be our first Let's Play. So I'm excited about it. So stay tuned for that. We'll air this part first. Mm-hmm. If it's not too long, we'll attach it to this video. We'll just kind of see how that plays out. Yeah. So it'll be cool. So without further ado, critiques versus opinions. What is the difference between the two?
Yes. So, critiques. I feel like critiques are more of the fact-based stuff.
Okay.
So, like, if things don't work like they're supposed to, like people don't know their lines, the colors are way off with the camera angles are really stupid looking, that's a critique.
Correct.
And an opinion is saying, like, the storyline was awful. Like, it's a rip-off of this, or I didn't like the way Batman looked, or dumb stuff.
And specifically the reason that we're talking about this is because if you're watching our channel, you're probably watching other stuff as well. Batman vs. Superman just debuted last night, and 2 days ago, the review embargo ended. So if you don't know what that means, people are allowed to watch stuff in advance or play games in advance, and then the developer or publisher or whomever will say, okay, we will let you play this in advance, we will let you watch this early, but you cannot write a review or release your review or comments until this specified date. Mm-hmm. And the goal primarily is to make sure that pre-sale tickets and pre-orders are still stable.
Yep.
That's just the nature of the beast. We'll let you watch it early, but you just can't talk about it until we tell you to do so. Mm-hmm. So pros and cons. It's good because they get to get it early, but then it's bad because they can't really talk about it until the last minute.
Yep.
So the problem that we're having right now, that the internet is having, is that critics pretty much the world over have been crapping all over Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
So then fans, like you and myself and everybody else in the room right now, they are really upset with the critics that they've been so hard on it. So the reason I wanted to have that for the focal point of our discussion is because it doesn't even matter. Like, do you listen to reviews? Do you watch reviews, or do you read critiques, or what do you do?
Only if I'm very torn on something. So I can't even think of something that recently. The Division it's a video game that came out recently.
Which is a perfectly named game for this.
Exactly. I didn't know if I wanted to get it or not, so I was digging around, looking at what people thought of the beta and everything, and that ended up swaying my decision into not getting it because it just didn't seem like something that
because of what you read.
Yeah, because I compiled over like 17 different. Just like random people that I found online writing stuff about. Mm-hmm. I compiled my own idea of what this game was, and not just based on a single person. And I said, maybe not, but I will try it someday just to get. But I didn't want to drop that 60 on it.
Right on, that makes sense. And you tried the open beta with me.
Yeah.
And you kind of had fun. We had a very specific issue with a friend of ours that came in and did not do a great job of playing the game like he was supposed to.
I did not talk for a long time.
And then you went rogue, left our team, and then killed that person, which was fantastic. But then you ended up not picking up the game.
Yes.
And that was that more about the reviews that you read, or more about your own personal experience?
It was the personal experience. It made me want it. But as I read more and more into it, it kind of swayed me the other way because overall, I actually had 17 different sources that I was looking at back and forth, and it didn't seem like it had the stuff that I was looking for. So I said no for now until it drops down to like $40.
So do you have somebody that you said that you like read 17 different sources or looked or did the compilation? Do you have anybody that you kind of follow regularly as far as somebody who you really line up with as far as like one specific reviewer where no matter what they say or do, you'll probably line up with them?
Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny Games. Or Kind of Funny, because Kind of Funny Games is a branch off of them, but he is, I don't even know what you would call my spirit animal. I guess, I don't know.
Weird? Bro love?
Everything he says, I was skeptical at first when he was at IGN many years ago, but I read everything he did, and we fall in line very well with our opinions, and it seems to have worked out so far.
Which I think is a really good way to go about it. If you're, like I kind of said a little bit ago, if you're watching our video, you're probably on sites like IGN or Destructoid or Giant Bomb, stuff like that. The thing that I keep on figuring is everybody kind of has a person that they can identify with, that they can kind of line up with. So if you find that person who can review something that you're into and you kind of line up with them, that would be, like you're doing with Colin, a good thing to do. The problem is on websites like IGN, on the website that I write for, Analog Addiction, we have 12 to 15 different editors, and we all have different backgrounds and experiences and stuff like that. Then you look at a site like IGN, and they have who knows how many different, freelancers and editors and people just trying to get their stuff published on IGN. It just seems like there's really no bar for, like, information. Like, it seems like that's more opinion-based than fact.
I agree.
Their movie guy, whose name is Jim... And it's like Vovoida, or I can never pronounce his last name, and I always feel bad for it. But
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his last name.
Yeah, so Jim V. We'll just call him Jim.
Yep.
He's got more street cred than I do, obviously. He's interviewed, Ben Affleck. He's done all of the pre-screening stuff for IGN. He's traveled all over. He's been on set. Like, the guy has his work. He's done his due diligence, and I will absolutely give him that. But I have disagreed with almost everything that he said as far as movie content and stuff like that. And I've watched some of his, IGN does like rewind theaters, and I've, seen a bunch of stuff that he's missed, noticed how just kind of scattered he is, and I can't trust his judgment on a review, and he's not somebody, if he tells me that Batman vs. Superman is going to be bad, I'm not going to care. I'm still going to go watch it anyway. Yep. So I guess the main thing would be if, so we saw The Force Awakens together.
Yes.
If you had read a review that said it was really bad, would you have told me when I asked you if you wanted to go see it that you didn't want to?
No, wouldn't have mattered.
Right.
Star Wars is my jam, so.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a point where, like, if you were really interested in something, you should go for it anyway. And then the conversation about, critique versus opinion, recently I've posted a couple walkthrough videos of some reviews that I've done because, some people don't like to read a full written article. So I found that I have more fun doing like a video review. So I'll have actual gameplay that I'm doing, and then I'll do some voiceover. It's called a Vosat, which is pretty cool. And then I'll kind of, critique the game and talk about it. But what I do is I talk about very specific things. So when I was playing Broforce, I had an issue where I would hit jump, and then the character would not jump, and then I would die. That is something that you can't argue. That's me trying to do an action and the game not allowing me to do that action because the code doesn't work. That's not an opinion. That's not, me hearing secondhand. It's not working. And that's what I tie into all of my stuff. But there's also a point where, you might have somebody else who play the game and they're so into a game like The Witcher Wild Hunt where it's beautiful HD graphics and super realistic. And then they look at a 2D old school platformer like Broforce and just go, this game is garbage. It looks stupid and it's all, Broforce and it's Brobocop and Bro Dread, and it's just so tacky that somebody opinion based might not like it. Not that it's a bad game, but the opinion would outweigh the critique. So
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Dark Souls. When someone says that game is too hard, is that a critique or is that an opinion?
Well, I think it depends on your ability, and that's why I think your backlog is important. What are your credentials as a gamer? I am not a person to tell you about Bloodborne. I found it difficult. I found it challenging. And it's a game that when I talk about it in terms of my own experience. I found it way too hard, and it was so frustrating that I didn't enjoy playing with it. So I recommend that game for people that like the Dark Souls genre. It's a very beautiful game. There's a lot of depth to it, but I did not like the game at all because it's not for casual gamers. It's for hardcore gamers, and I didn't have the time to spend playing a game like that. So if I were to review it, which I've not had to review any of those, and I'm so thankful I didn't have to push myself into it.
I gladly would.
Oh, I'm sure, because you've played Bloodborne multiple times.
I almost have the platinum trophy.
So opinion based, you and I would review that totally different. But
Very
then
much.
if we're talking in terms of responsiveness and coding and narrative, those three things are facts and would have to line up. But if I bled my fact that I hated Bloodborne because it was too difficult and it wasn't fun, that's all opinion based.
Okay.
And I would hope that nobody would write a review like that because that would turn people off from buying a game that, you love that game.
Yep, I love it very much.
And I feel like that would be irresponsible of me as a critic to review something that was based on opinion and then have that potentially make, so I love The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. If I were to put opinion, say I didn't like that game, and then I just said I didn't like this game, it's stupid, it's trash, don't ever play it, and then I'm screwing people out of that experience, that's really irresponsible of me as a critic. So I just think people, critics probably need to be held to a higher standard. It's easy to flame a movie because people are going to talk about you. Yep. It's easy to flame a game because people are going to get excited about it. Everybody was talking about Black Ops 3, and then I'm sure a whole bunch of people were talking about how much it was garbage.
Yep.
Who do you think got more airtime or playtime? Up at Noon. They just did an episode, and they read a whole bunch of negative reviews on Batman versus Superman. So who got all the airplay? Yep. Everybody who wrote a negative review. So I feel like as much as you can put realistic goals and facts and figures, I think there's a point where people just troll so they get their name out there.
Yep, exactly.
Which is ridiculous.
Go back to a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, so spoiler.
Don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk. Just enjoy the fact that you like movies and games, man.
It's just entertainment. You're wasting your life anyway.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Play what you like. If you think you might like something, try to rent it. There's many ways you could rent it.
Yeah, and that was a really good point as well.
Borrow it from a friend.
Yeah. I know so many different people, like PlayStation VR we were talking about. I don't think that I'll ever buy it. I probably won't. But I'll probably know somebody who will pick it up to where I can go and play it at their house so I can see if I like it. And if I love it, then I'll pick it up myself. So say all that to say, don't take a review or a critic's word as gospel because they're just people like you are, and sometimes their agenda might not line up with what they should be doing as far as a critic or a response or whatever. So
jerks be jerks to get attention.
Haters gotta hate.
Exactly. So
saying that, we're gonna go ahead and wind this down.
Yep.
Unless you got something else that you wanted to add.
No, I think we got it covered pretty well.
Cool. So thank you for watching Watch Chat Play. If you want to, get at us, definitely leave a comment below. Subscribe if you like our shorter runtimes and stuff like that. You can hit us up on Twitter at Watch Chat Play. Yep. You can follow us on Instagram. Just follow Watch Chat Play. We have a whole lot of photography and pictures and stuff like that we want to share with you. The problem is, Jules, is that our photographer is hoarding all of the pictures of all the stuff that we've done. So we have a whole lot of information that we want to get to you. We're just struggling with the people that want to get it to us so we can get it back to you. So we're working on that stuff as well. So again, if you like us, subscribe. You could chat to us on the PSN community, Watch Chat Play. And shortly, we're going to do our very first Let's Play.
Yes, we're going to play some Nidhogg.
All right, so I'm Devon.
And I'm Cameron.
And thank you for watching us or joining us on Watch Chat Play.
See you next time.